Hello, guys and gals, and this is a movie review for This Nude World. Authentic trip through an American nudist colony, guaranteed the most educational film ever produced, positively for adults only, but that's questionable. Okay, before we go into this, I want to stay on YouTube's good side, so I don't know if I'm ever actually going to make this one go live. But anyways, this is it's a movie. It's free on YouTube, and this is a documentary from 1932. Now, it was prior to World War II. Now, this does say positively for adults only, but actually, it depends. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, let's clarify something here. Um, I never really find casual nudity to be, you know, R-rated material. I mean, let's face it. I mean, casual nudity is just casual nudity. Um, in this movie, that's all there is casual nudity, and you see basically the way the movie is edited, way back in 1932, you don't see any males from the front. See, you don't ever see any genitals at all. What you do see are a lot of butts and some boobs. Also, this is really a fascinating movie, not really for the content, but for the locations. This was brought up by one of the versions of the movie I actually watched on YouTube. I won't be linking that because this is probably considered adult content, and I don't really want my channel associated with that. But anyways, one of the commenters, I did watch the movie with commenters, commentators, and they said that what was fascinating is basically locations, because during World War II, a lot of those buildings got destroyed. And so it's kind of like what another reviewer on IMDb said, was that it was like a time capsule, this movie was. Um, this isn't an erotic movie. It is basically a documentary. And that's a way that they can basically get away with, showing this content or having a movie about this content. Anyways, the movie takes place in several places, three different countries, actually. The movie starts out with, a little bit of a history lesson behind nudism, naturism, and starts at a nudist colony in upstate New York, or what I think is upstate New York. It's 75 miles from New York in the Catskill Mountains, a place called Camp Olympia, which, to my knowledge, is probably still there, but it has a different name. And so they go there, and they do a really good job in this movie of positive reinforcement. They're not saying that nudists are bad people, because they're not. They're saying that nudists are normal people, people that just, like to take off their clothes. And it also makes a good point of basically saying that these people aren't perverts, they're just normal people. They also, for some reason, they always attribute nudity to exercise. And you'll always see people exercising in these movies, doing all these exercises as a group. I don't know what the name of the exercises are, but I think they're like exercises I did in PE class, like when I was a kid. I don't know. So they always attribute nudism with exercise and fitness. I also noticed on IMDb that there was something listed under frightening or scary scenes, because this was during the Great Depression, and so everyone is like really thin and stuff like that. I didn't really notice that, but someone said that was frightening, because it was during the Depression and everyone was thin and ungainly, and stuff like that because of the Depression, and they weren't getting enough to eat. Something like that. So anyways, so it starts in New York, upstate New York, at Camp Olympia. Then they go across the sea to France. I think they go by boat, actually, or ship. Maybe it was by plane. I don't remember. Okay. But anyways, they end up in France, and this is basically a travel log. Again, this is what somebody else said in one of the reviews, because were basically going on vacation with the filmmakers. And if you look this movie up, it will say that this is an exploitation film and also has something to do with the LGBT community. And I didn't really notice anything about the LGBT community in this film. So I'm not sure if that was a typo or somebody perceived something that I didn't. Because this is back in the 30s, back before, before Woodstock and before the sexual revolution. I'm sure that homosexuality existed back then, but this film really has nothing to do with homosexuality. So I don't know why it was tagged as LGBT, apart from there being some nudity. Um, Again, I wouldn't actually exactly classify this as an adult movie because this isn't what I would consider remotely pornographic at all. It was, if anything, it was kind of boring, to be honest. I'm not saying that to, you know, I'm not discounting the narrator's prowess as being a good narrator because he was. It's just that it was just it was an interesting movie. I will put it that way. Anyways, in France, they visit two separate nudist colonies, and one of them I think they wore clothes because there were cameras around. The first nudist colony they visited in France. The second one, they were nude, but they had to wear clothes while they ate, which was really, really interesting, I felt. Anytime they were around food, they had to wear clothes, in like the dining hall or whatever it was. But otherwise, they were naked. And it seemed like that was just like a weekend thing where people would go to the nudist colony over the weekend and then go back to work. And they made a point of saying, well, these were just like factory workers and, just people that would be working, normally during the rest of the week. Anyways, from France, they go to Germany where there was another nudist colony. Now, this one was really different because nobody wore any clothes at all at that one, even when they ate. And so there were these big long lines of people, to get food. So again, different country and maybe different standards. I don't know. And again, this had to do with fitness because you would see them, exercising and stuff like that. But again, it was cut in such a way that you really couldn't see anything besides maybe a boob here and there and a lot of butts. But yeah, what I found out is that the term documentary is the way they allowed this content. I would attribute it to like the nature programs where you basically see. Like on PBS or Animal Planet, there will be shows that basically show every aspect of an animal's life cycle, which includes copulation, reproduction, and stuff like that. And those aren't exactly rated R, even though the animals are, going at it, and everything is shown and stuff like that. This is kind of similar in that since it's an educational piece, they're able to show what they show. So yeah, how long has this been? This is very, very awkward. Okay. Anyways, this movie also goes by the name This Naked World, This Naked Age, I believe it. I think it was This Naked Age or This Naked World, and also Back to Nature. I believe those were the two other names for it. And it's credited as the first nudist picture ever made or something like that. And that might be true because this was back in the 30s, back when filmmaking with sound was basically in its infancy. Really a fascinating movie, though. Again, I don't know what this was rated. I saw it rated somewhere as maybe PG-13. Again, this is free on YouTube. Just saying, I'm not going to link it, but if you look for it, you'll find it pretty easily. I saw at least two different versions of this, one with commentary, one without. But yeah, I'm not going to be linking that into the description because I'm not going to promote what some people would consider adult content on my channel. But I thought that this movie deserved some credit actually. Um, so yeah, in my opinion, this is just casual nudity. There's nothing adult really going on. It's just a bunch of people doing exercises, and it is indeed a documentary. And as documentaries go, it was pretty good. I found it kind of interesting that the writer's name was Jan Gay. I don't know anything about her, but apparently she had written some other um, nudist pieces, or maybe a book or two. I didn't look into any of her writings, but she apparently wrote the script or wrote the concepts and stuff like that. Overall, this was a fascinating movie, and it did tend to be a little bit on the boring side. It was a little bit under an hour long, 56 minutes, I believe. I do have an unopened copy of the movie here. Sure, it was free on YouTube, but I also bought a copy because, well, you never know when YouTube is going to say, oh, well, we don't want this content on our platform anymore. Also, I think that they're able to, have that content because it is age restricted in accordance with YouTube guidelines. But it isn't censored. When I was looking through things, I also found another piece that had large areas censored. Granted, this was a later piece, but it was also a documentary about remote tribes somewhere. I don't know. But they had big old scenes that were like, YouTube had basically censored these big, some scenes, I guess because it depicted white females naked. So, yet some of the, the local natives that they were filming, remote Amazon tribes or something. I forget exactly where they were filming, but there was some actual nudity there. But anyways, so I'm not sure exactly why it was that way. But anyways, I found this, all in all, I know this review's been kind of long, but all in all, I found this movie to be worth a watch, provided you're old enough to watch it, I guess. I have done other R-rated movies, rated them, reviewed them on this channel, so I wanted to rate this one. This is probably, well, it is a documentary, and it does explore the roots of the nudist movement. And you actually visit nudist camps in it, so it's kind of, I found it to be pretty neat. Again, you probably need to be old enough to watch it, of course, as it is age restricted content on YouTube. But yeah, I'm not going to be linking that in the description or anything, but you can probably find it pretty easily if you look hard enough. And my phone is beeping at me because, I don't know, the cable is loose or something. I don't know. Anyways. Excuse me. Help if the spit would go down the right pipe. Let me get something to drink real quick. Okay, forget it. I'll leave it unplugged. Trying to charge my phone. Oh well. Anyways. If you're into documentaries, this one is interesting if you're interested in the roots and the history of the nudist movement. They link it all the way back to ancient Greece, and then one of the first nudist colonies was in Germany. Really, I found it to be fascinating. Hopefully YouTube doesn't get mad at me for posting this video and not age restricting it. Again, I would recommend this movie, and it is free on YouTube. It isn't uploaded by YouTube, but somebody else, but I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to leave this review here. If you like this content, make sure you like and subscribe, ring the bell so you know when I upload. Also, want to support me in any way, or if you want to join the Discord server, all information will be in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.